皆さん、こんにちは。日本時間4月26日、現地時間25日、ドジャースタジアムで行われたドジャース対パイレーツ戦、その試合前に行われた番組では、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースの序盤戦の課題について専門家たちが鋭く分析した。特に注目されたのは、エース大谷翔平選手のコンディション。デーブ・ロバーツ監督は番組内で、翔平は育休取得の影響で前回のブルペン練習をスキップしており、次回登板の日程は未定。しかし、明日にはブルペンに入り、状態を確認する予定だ、と語り、視聴者の注目を集めた。また、チームの課題として挙げられたのは打線の選球眼の悪化と負傷者の続出。だが、監督は、まだシーズン序盤、これから改善する、と楽観的な見方を示した。さらに番組では、ドジャースが25試合を終えて16勝9敗と昨年を上回るペースであることも評価。そんな中、主役となる大谷の復帰タイミングがチーム浮上の鍵を握っている。この後、日本語字幕付きで番組の詳細をお届けします。ぜひご覧ください。
Hi, John. Well, as much as the offense is starting to click on many facets, there's still a few things that they are working through, and that's including not expanding the strike zone. As you look at the offense, just the amount of walks has been limited this year. So Dave Roberts today, he talked about how he expects that to change. And then, as you mentioned, he did give some injury updates on some of the arms in the bullpen.
I think it'll sort of it'll correct itself as time goes on. I do expect us to be higher than that. It's still early in the season with that. I think probably the reason behind that is guys are still trying to find their way and chasing a little bit more than we probably will going forward. But I still think that that'll correct itself.
Anything you want to know about Triton's next weeks are going to play?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he's not playing catch, so I don't know when he's going to resume. So it's sort of a slow program. I'm not sure.
Dave, is there any update on Kopech or where is he in his program?
Kopech threw a pen yesterday, and I think it was up near 30 pitches. Used his entire pitch mix, and he's going to throw another one on Monday, as I understand it. And then I think after that, we're going to start getting him to face some hitters and do some lives. And that'll be, I'm sure, exciting for him to kind of get to the next progression.
You said that Shohei's going to throw a bullpen tomorrow. Is he going to go back to like Wednesday?
That's the thought. But this past Wednesday, he didn't throw off the mound. So I'm not sure. But I do understand right now that he is going to throw a pen tomorrow. But I'm not sure if what next Wednesday looks like.
So quickly, just to recap, with Blake Trinan as well as Michael Kopech, still going to be some more time on those guys. For Michael, he's at least a little bit closer with his progression. The next thing for him is going to be facing hitters, and then he'll go into his rehab assignment. For Shohei Ohtani, he did not throw a bullpen when he was on paternity leave, and actually did not end up throwing one with the team on the road in Chicago. So once he gets back on the mound with his bullpens, he'll kind of resume where his progression is at. So it sounds like the most recent guy we're going to be seeing coming off of the IL in regard to pitching is likely going to be Tony Gonsolin. Just considering for Blake Snell, it's going to take a little bit more time with him. He did have negative scans recently, but he is going to have some more time with that shoulder inflammation, guys.
And we will hear more from Dave Roberts on Blake Snell coming up in the next half hour. Kirsten, thank you very much. We are leading you up to first pitch here at Dodger Stadium on a Friday night. Mookie Betts getting the start at shortstop again. He broke out of a 1-for-22 skid on Wednesday with 3 hits against the Cubs. More on Mookie and some slump busting coming up on our pregame coverage. Plus, the Cubs had 9 stolen bases in 2 games against the Dodgers. We'll discuss how to slow down that run game when we come back. Another great night here at Dodger Stadium on Dodgers Date Night. These special ticket packs sold out for another festive Friday night at Dodger Stadium. Everyone excited to see a great pitching matchup as well. Paul Skeens against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The Dodgers enter the day 16-9. That's 2 games better than their record was last year through 25 games. So while it hasn't felt great really for the last 3 weeks, Nomar, you look at this Dodgers team, they're still on a 104 win pace.
Yeah, they still are. And listen, I expect them to be there as well. I mean, it is really early in the season. It's only 25 games. But at the same time, they're going, okay, what's been the issue so far in this game? Well, one, and I was touching on it earlier, we know know, and guess what? We were talking about this last year. When's the bottom part of the lineup going to get going? It was really an issue last year. And listen, let's not forget, it didn't start picking up till Miguel Rojas and Gavin Lux started swinging the bat, doing and picking up that bottom part of the lineup, and then it started to change when it came, especially from the offensive side. I think from a pitching standpoint, too, very similar that we were talking about last year. We're talking about injuries. The Dodgers are dealing with some injuries right now. So that was an issue. So it's the same topics this year. Health is going to be key, getting guys back off some of the IL as well. But also, I think also utilizing the starters a little bit more is going to be key. Now, listen, now there's their buildup. Now they're ready. Now we need them to go deeper because we're really utilizing that bullpen and asking an awful lot of that bullpen. So that's really a couple issues. But listen, it is way early. Yeah. I'm not hitting the panic button, but at the same time, if we're trying to pick up something that they can be better, those are a few key issues.
Yeah, if you ask everybody in that clubhouse, have they played their best baseball this year? They have not. They understand that, but Nomar touched on it. It is a long season, a long grind. The biggest key is continue getting better on focusing on the task at hand. Worry about these Pirates tonight. Play good baseball. You play good baseball, you get a chance to win a lot of games because there's a lot of talent in that clubhouse.
Jerry, quick thought on Mookie Betts. Now that we are through 25 games, he's full-time shortstop this year. How would you evaluate him through his first 25?
I think defensively he has been outstanding. Listen, he has made some great plays, but he's made the routine play. That is the key, and he will continue to get better and better. I'm just glad his weight is back.
Yeah, listen, I think he's looked fine. I mean, you touched on it. Really is the key, a routine play. And I think that's been the change of his mind. They said focus on that, and the rest will follow.
All right, still ahead on Access. Much more on the great pitching matchup between Yoshi and Skeens. Kirsten one-on-one with Freddie Freeman, but first by Southern California Toyota. Nomar, you've enjoyed a few days off to get fresh and ready, so you're well rested. You get to go first.
Well, I was well rested, but there was one guy who was swinging the bat. We were just talking about the other way on Wednesday. Had a really good day. I'm going with Mookie Betts. I think he continues swinging it well. I told you I really like the way he was getting on top of the ball, and especially it's going to be key with a guy like Paul Skeens.
I'm going with the guy. You know, sometimes when you're facing a stud like a Paul Skeens, you look in the order. Where can somebody ambush a guy like Skeens? I'm going to that 7th spot. Michael Conforto, huge night tonight.
I like that call. It's got a gut feeling about Michael Conforto doing damage against Paul Skeens tonight. Well, it's been a somewhat uncharacteristic start to the 2025 season for Freddie Freeman, dealing with the ankle injury for a while. But that's only because he set the highest of standards. He's at first base tonight. But first, he is today's Dodger Voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
I'm joined by Freddie Freeman.
Back to the top, and Ohtani, who just missed it his first time. Upstairs, ball 1. Paul Skeens first saw Shohei Ohtani as a teenager, as an Angels fan. He grew up in Orange County and once had an Ohtani home run sail over his head as a fan in the bleachers in Anaheim. A few days after that, went and watched Ohtani pitch his first game as a big league pitcher. And Paul said that he vowed to himself the day that he was drafted he would never take anything for granted. And so stuff like this means something to him. Fires 1-1, and Ohtani hacks it foul, strike 2. Big deal for him this week, the team being in Anaheim. Extra special for him, he said, being able to walk down in the field like he did as a kid, the Little League Take the Field Day, Little League Parade Day. Bunch of friends and family there. Followed him up here to LA. He's got a suite full. His 1-2 pitch just misses away, and it evens 2-2.
Both pitcher and hitter deserve respect, but the hitter gets the respect on this call. One of the things I like about Paul Skeens is no matter what the result is of the pitch, he is grading his execution. So you'll see him get a strike or an out or a fly out, but you'll still see him shaking his head at himself, and he didn't like the execution of the pitch.
Crack bat. Skeens will go to third. They've got Pages caught. Ohtani's going to head to second. Pages still alive until now. 2 out.
Well, Andy makes a mistake in getting caught off a second, but then he does a good job staying in the pickle long enough to let Ohtani get there. And Shohei realizes it after he breaks his bat and runs to first. He starts taking off, and Andy does a nice job, and the Pirates run this like a Little League team. Still get an out, but they should have got it a lot quicker.
ドジャース絶好調も課題山積、切り札、大谷翔平の復帰で世界が震撼するか。シーズン序盤、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースが鮮やかな快進撃を見せている。開幕25試合を終えて16勝9敗、なんと昨年の同時期を上回るハイペースで104勝を叩き出す勢いだ。しかし、球団内では安心するどころか、むしろ焦燥感すら漂っている。その理由は何なのか、そして、それを払拭できる唯一無二の男は誰なのか。答えは一つ、日本が誇る超人、あの大谷翔平以外にありえない。現在、ドジャースが抱える最大の課題は攻撃陣の不安定さだ。選球眼に問題があり、打者たちは不必要にボール球に手を出し、四球を得ることができない。主軸のムーキー、ベッツはショートへ転向し、守備面では鮮やかな活躍を見せているものの、攻撃力がまだまだ不安定。さらに昨年同様、打線の下位部分が伸び悩み、チームは絶えず攻撃力不足の懸念を抱えているのだ。さらに深刻なのが投手陣の怪我人続出である。マイケル・コペックは復帰目前まで来ているものの、ブレイク、スネルやブレイク、トレイネンなど、主力投手陣の復帰はまだ先の見えない状況が続く。こんな中、誰もが待ち望む救世主こそが、大谷翔平なのである。大谷は先日、自身の家族の事情により一時チームを離れ、投球練習のスケジュールが狂ってしまった。そのため、シカゴ遠征中もブルペン投球が実施されず、コンディション調整にやや遅れが生じてしまっている。だが、ドジャースのデイブ・ロバーツ監督は早ければ明日にもブルペンでの練習を再開させることを明言。次回の先発登板に向けて、いよいよ本格的に準備を進めていく。これまでも大谷は幾多の困難を圧倒的なパワーと驚異的な投打の二刀流でねじ伏せ、世界中を震撼させてきた。今シーズンも序盤からその怪物ぶりを遺憾なく発揮し、投手としても打者としても、ドジャースに欠かせない絶対的な存在であることを証明している。怪我人が相次ぐ中、今こそチームの窮地を救える男は、世界でただ一人、彼しかいないのだ。さらに注目すべきは、次戦で繰り広げられるパイレーツ戦での熾烈な投手対決だ。相手はパイレーツの剛腕、ポール・スキーンズ投手。これに対するドジャースの切り札は、日本が誇るエース、山本由伸だ。大谷と共に日本野球界が生んだ奇跡の投手が、スキーンズとの直接対決でどのような回答を見せるのか、世界中が注目する。チームに残る不安を一掃し、完全無欠な勝利への道を切り開くために、ドジャースが最も必要としているのは、究極の二刀流、大谷翔平その人だ。球史を塗り替え続ける彼の驚異的なパフォーマンスから、今シーズンも決して目が離せない。果たして大谷は再びマウンドに立ち、華麗なる復帰を遂げ、再び世界中の野球ファンを熱狂させてくれるのか。その答えは、次なるドジャース戦をその目で確かめる以外にない。絶対に見逃すな。